Alright. Getting started a little late this morning. Oh. Alright. What do we have this morning? We've had a few things pop up this morning. I started streaming a little late because there wasn't really anything going on. I will probably continue doing that until we see some more momentum coming in. You know, between 7:30 and 8:30, but it's just yeah, since there really was nothing going on this morning, not worth it for me to just sit here and talk about nothing. Really, the best thing we got this morning is MVCR, but the spreads are like absolutely insane, and there's like no volume being traded on it, so don't know if this is something I'm gonna be trying to take a trade on. MFNC also could be looking okay, but also pretty light volume. We'll see how it looks coming into 9 o'clock. But I think NVCR, I mean, it is very high price. Probably be looking at buying this in very low share size. I want to see how it acts coming off VWAP. Like literally doubled in price, so I don't know if it's gonna make another move back up. Like I said, the spreads are absolutely insane, so can't really buy it unless it's looking like it's gonna be strong again. Bouncing off 30 a little bit, but I mean, like the spreads are like it's like $3 spreads at some points. So not really something that I can trade. MFNC could be looking okay. But really not much volume being traded in it right now. So probably won't take a trade unless it starts coming back up. So as I'm saying this on the 1 minute candle, just put in a high volume 1 minute candle. Pushing up through the pre-market highs? No, we're not. We're not even close. Just broke 20 though. So let's change it. So the spreads on this have been kind of high too for how low price it is. There have been points where the spreads are like 20 or 30 cents, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, pushed up above 20, but it's pulled back. Came down 50 cents from the high. Still a ways away from its pre-market high. On the daily, it's looking really good, actually. Is it, no, it's not all-time highs. So it has some pretty high all-time highs back there, but yeah, 20 looks like a pretty hard point of resistance on the daily, but it was quite a while ago. So I mean, I could see this coming up, but I don't know, the volume just really isn't there. It's not even pushing, you know, barely over 50,000 shares of volume on like by far the highest volume candle of the day. All the rest of this is pushing like less than 10,000 shares every single one of these candles. So I don't know. With volume being that light, I don't know if I feel confident taking a trade on this long. That's the same thing with MVCR. Super, super high price, huge spreads, and low volume. So it's definitely got a lot of things wrong with it. Things wrong with it. Just put in like 4 5-minute red candles in a row though, so see if it makes them move back up. Already made an absolutely insane move today, so I don't know if we're gonna see it push back up to the highs. Was up like 90% or something. Now it's only up 75%. MFNC is probably the one that's most likely to break out now. Like maybe above 1975. We could see it push back above 20, but the volume is just abysmal. So I mean, we've just seen the volume just be so bad. So bad in pre-market in the last few weeks. It's just no, it's just really not good. If the volume, like, if I mean, like, if the momentum and volume and stuff stay bad like this, I'm probably just gonna, permanently move the stream to later in the morning, just because, you know, getting on at 7:30 and then just looking at the stock market not move for 2 hours is not really what I want to do when I wake up. So it's probably better just wait for something to start coming up, and then I'm usually watching. Even if I wasn't streaming this morning, I was still watching the market. Um, if I saw some stuff coming up, I was probably gonna jump on stream to trade, but nothing's really moving. So it's really yeah, not super worth it to just sit there while there's nothing going on. MFNC doing the exact same thing that was previously. It came up on this one candle above 50,000 shares, but now it's just last 3 candles have been below 10,000 shares. And with like that light volume, I mean, you can't really reliably make a trade, because one big order can just completely blow you out of the water. NVCR still up quite a lot, but now putting in another 5-minute red candle. So I wouldn't be super surprised if MVCR just ends up like pulling back. For the rest of the morning, it's up so much. I do have shares to short on it. Might have been a wise decision to short this closer to the top. Maybe if it pushes up back towards VWAP and then comes down, we'll short it. But we need at least to tick up a little bit before we want to put on a short position. And the spreads are kind of high, so don't wanna get a bad price on a position because then we're immediately going to be down, $4 or $5. It's pretty significant. Wait, we'll see if it bounces back up towards view up. If it does, maybe try to put a few shares short on this thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't foresee this pushing up really anymore today. Went from, let's start at today, $130, went up to 265. So pretty extreme move there. Catalyst was, I think, some kind of cancer treatment. Yeah, lung cancer treatment trial. So good catalyst at least. Like we're not really getting the tick up that I wanted here. Seems to be dropping through. See if it can get back above 215. Some buying coming into it. Alright, so popped back up above 215. See what it's looking like coming into 220. Not look didn't really hold 215 very well. The spreads are just way too big to take like a random position on this. Spread's like $3 right now. It was like 212 by 215. So already being down. Right now it's 211 by 215. So you sell on the bid, I'm already down $4 on the trade. So not a trade that I'm willing to take. Like I said, I'd like it to push up a little bit, but just keeps grinding down right now. Catalyst is pretty solid, but I mean, don't think that it's going to hold like that entire 60% move. Alright, pushing down even further. The problem is the second I get into this position, I know this thing's just gonna turn around on me hard. Like I said, with the spreads being what they are, if I'm already down a few dollars just from buying the initial position, if it goes a few dollars, back on me, it's just all of a sudden I'm $5 in the hole on the position, and pretty significant amount. Just want one green candle. Can't get any green candles out here. I think it's just fully red. Pushing up a little bit right now. Back up in the world. Came back above 210. Right, so this is the 1 minute breakout here. So I put on 5 shares at 213.50 as it pushed up and then sold back down. So we'll hold these 5 shares. If it pushes up through 215, then we'll have to cover them. But 213.50, decent position to be at right now. We'll see if it immediately pushes up here. If it does immediately push up, then we'll take the position off. But it had some trouble pushing up above 215 previously, so I'd like to see it keep that. Well, it just broke above 215 real quick. Great. So gotta pull the ripcord on that one. Alright, so now we're looking for when it starts coming back down. I was hoping we'd see that quick 1 minute green candle and then immediately get it to turn around. But it seems to be pushing up decently right now. So now on the move back down, if we come below 213, and we'll try to put the position back on. As far as other stuff goes, there's nothing else on the scanners we're watching at the moment. So not really too much else to trade. MFNC the only other thing that we're vaguely watching, and it's not really looking too good right now. Alright, just pushed above 220. Spreads are absolutely insane right now. $4 spreads. So it's pushing up into VWAP right now. I want to see how it acts close to VWAP. So I'm trying to get a position here at 223.44 because VWAP is sitting at 224.50 right now. So I think it'd be a good place to try to get some shares very close to VWAP. Try to get the bounce back down. So still have the order out, but it's kind of drifted away from 223 at this point. Second. Pushing back up towards my order. Looks like it's having a hard time coming up into 223, which makes sense since we're close to VWAP. Kind of what we want to see. I just saw prints at 223.49, but I didn't get filled. It must be on Arca, or maybe I'll cancel this order and put it on EdgeX. That's working a lot better. So I got filled on EdgeX. We want to see this now bounce off VWAP, come back down. So it's broken above VWAP a little bit. I want to see how it acts now. So now this 227.41, this is the high above VWAP. We want it to hold below that level now. So, kind of sitting right where our position is at right now at 223. We're looking okay for the time being. Yeah, we wanted to hold below 227. So really, we're looking for the bounce down off of VWAP. It's coming nicely back down. Printed a few below 220. I think we just 5-minute candle's been up for a little over 2 minutes here. What we want to see is breakdown on the next 5-minute candle. I'm going to move back down towards our local lows here at 206. So it failed to reclaim VWAP. And if we have a nice downtrend, then we should see this bounce straight back down towards 206. Got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. And now on the 5-minute, we're looking good. It's a false breakout over VWAP. So if we hold down now below VWAP, we're looking really good. Yeah, hopefully this pushes down a little bit more. It had an absolutely insane move, so I would be very surprised if it came back up to reclaim the highs. Move was absolutely crazy. It pretty much moved in a straight line up. So I would expect quite a pullback. Um, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It had 8 green candles in a row, and 8 green candles that moved the stock like nearly 100%. So I'd expect to see some weakness now because people are going to be taking profits. But the catalyst is good, so you always got to be aware. We don't get caught out if it turns against us. 5-minute candle is closing in 20 seconds. It's good. Holding below 224 is good at the moment. I want to see this next 5-minute candle push down. Five-minute candle closed. Awesome. Yep. Getting a little bit of a sell-off in the start of the next 5-minute candle, which is really good. Immediately pushed down to 215. Really nice to see. So I might take off half here, because we're just in case this turns around on us. We are looking pretty nice though. I'll give it a second to see. We're gonna break down through 215. Breaking down through 215 would be really nice. And then I'll probably take off half as we're coming down through 215 if we do. If it looks like we're going to push up, we'll probably take off half as well. A little bit of a sell around 216.50. Really, we want to see the move down through 215. The bid and ask have slid up a little bit. So even though it says 216.50 on our chart, 216.50 right now is the bid. So the middle is closer to 218. Yeah, we'll just give this a second to see what it does. Halfway through our 5-minute candle. We're also getting close to 9 o'clock, so I'm also kind of interested to see what it does at 9 o'clock, or coming into 9 o'clock, if we're going to see a sell-off or we're going to see it get bought back up. Right now it's still looking good to come back down. It starts pushing back above 220, then it's not great. It's pushed back up to 220, but a little bit, few sellers sitting at 220, about 3,000 shares. So a little bit of resistance there. Not anything too crazy. It's not like that's going to stop really, really big buyers. But it is a high price stock, so 3,000 shares of a $200 stock is several $1,000,000. So it'd take a lot of money to move this stock up above that 220 area. Got a minute and 15 left on this 5-minute. And then we're coming into 9 o'clock, so see at 9 o'clock if people decide to sell this off or buy it back up. And if we start getting bought back up through our cost basis, then we'll take the position off. The last 5-minute candle was really nice. It immediately sold down to 215. It seems like coming into 9, we're getting some more selling now, which is really good. I'd like to see this break through 215. If not, before the end of this 5-minute candle, and at the start of the next 5-minute candle. Seems like there was a hidden buyer at 215 though, so catching a little bit of support down there. Alright, we just hit 9 o'clock. So let's take off half here. It's because there was quite a big buyer sitting at 217, so I don't know if we're going to have the selling power to actually push down through this. There's like nearly 10,000 shares sitting at 217. Yeah, so I'm out on that. We didn't end up making too much on that. Cost basis of 223. We got out at an average of 219, so only $20 made on that. Not anything crazy. CSCW. CSCW just popped up, and we've seen this pop up a few times, but it's a lower price stock, so I don't know. It never really makes. I feel like some days it makes decent moves, but like look at the recent past here. Pushed up, made a solid move, pulled it all back. Pushed up, pulled it all back. So definitely has this tendency to not hold its moves. So I don't know if I'm going to take a trade on this. NVCR seems to have broken up through 220, but had a little trouble holding it. So maybe I should have kept that half position on, but I saw that really big buyer sitting at 217, and it was pushing up through 220, so I decided to take it off. It looks like it might be making a run back down through 215 here. Now, if it comes up off 215, we've tapped 215. Oh, there we go. So finally broke through it. But it tapped 215 4 times and bounced off of it 4 times. So quite a lot of support at 215. Now that I'm out of the position, though, I feel like I can't really take a good. I don't really have good cost basis. Take a trade on this unless it decides to come back up. I would have liked to have seen. We held it down through to these 215 taps 4 times in a row, and then on the third time it pushed back up through 220, so it broke out high. And as much as I didn't want to take it off, you kind of have to take off at that point. But what are you gonna do? Lost some money on the downside here. But yeah, pretty slow morning. I mean, NVCR obviously made an insane move, but I don't know. It's a little high priced for me to take it on the long side, just because the long side is much more. I don't know. It's significantly more unreliable because as it's pushing up, it just made a 50% move. The spreads are $3 essentially, and generally speaking, stocks move down faster than they move up. So buying into some of these breakouts, all of a sudden a stock could turn around on you $10. So whereas right now, going on the short side, it's already made a 100% move, and it's clearly pulling back at this point. Usually, the pullback, like the selling off after a move, is significantly more reliable than that initial move. Just because, it makes sense that people would, when a 100% move happens on a stock, take profit. And that profit then pushes it down, and then as it pushes down, more people who have positions are going to take profit, and then that's just the way it goes, and then it just ends up selling off for the rest of the day. And most of the time, that's what you'll see when these lower floats pop up, especially when they're popping up on this is like a biotech company that has good news on a cancer treatment. So you'll always see those pop up pretty significantly, and then almost always sell off by the end of the day. So much more reliable to take the short side of that than buying in on the long side and hoping it doesn't turn around on you $10. So yeah, but 9:05 now. Very short stream this morning just because, yeah, I wasn't gonna get on the stream this morning if nothing was happening. So yeah, probably gonna cut it here. Hopefully any of you guys are trading this morning, if there's even anyone in chat, which I don't think there is many people. Hopefully you guys make some money, and I will see you guys tomorrow.